welcome back to Kaplan's Career Goals. I'm your host, Kelsey Haslam, and today we're joined by a very special guest. She's a senior finance assistant from Natalic. It's Nana Oduro, who also happens to be a Kaplan brand ambassador. So how are you today?
Hey Kelsey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I'm just going to jump straight in and play a game of word association. So it's really simple. I'm just going to say a word and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your head and we'll just keep going.
Okay.
Perfect. So, studying.
Exams.
Exams.
Stress.
Finance.
Money.
Panic.
Cries. Tears.
Career.
I would say focus.
Happiness.
Travel.
Love that. Music.
It has to be K-pop for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like K-pop.
Education.
Success.
Powerful.
Mentality for that.
Oh, that's a good answer. Responsibility.
Can I say roles?
Yeah.
Roles.
Home.
Family.
Budget.
Money.
Annoying.
Sisters.
Data.
Excel spreadsheets.
Apprenticeships.
Kaplan.
Money.
Work.
Books.
Exams.
Kaplan.
Exams.
Am I right in saying that is it your dad that studied finance and economics?
Yeah.
Is that why you wanted to go into it?
Yeah, I think it's quite funny like how family shapes like your interests. So my dad studied accounting and economics at college, and I feel like that kind of instilled that kind of passion for finance and accounting, because during A-levels, like I remember my dad would always help me do my economics homework together, like we'll sit down, go through it, and so I got it from my dad.
So you're doing an apprenticeship with Kaplan, am I right?
Yeah.
So how would you say your experience is going so far?
I would say it has been a bit of a whirlwind. So currently I'm doing a level 7 apprenticeship with Kaplan. So I'm studying for my ACCA as well. So yeah, working and studying at the same time. I started studying during COVID, so it was a bit chaotic, not gonna lie. But luckily, because I have the option to do hybrid working, that's kind of given me some time it's giving me time back, and that's kind of helped with my journey. So like right now, like I'm able to breathe and balance out my time, so it's going well.
One of the things that you said was it happiness travel?
Yeah.
So we've got a game called Dream Commute.
Good, okay.
What we're going to do is, do you travel to London for your job, like in London city centre as well as working at home?
So I basically literally live in the city of London, so work is like 10 minutes walk away from me.
Oh,
so,
right, okay. Perfect. So you'll know what to do with this. So with this one, there's no limitations.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you're travelling, where you're travelling to, what snacks are you taking, who are you taking with you, and what are you listening to?
Okay, so how I'm travelling, sorry guys, I'm doing a private jet. I'm gonna have to go to work in a private jet. A little bit bougie, which is a bit of me.
Sorry, are you travelling still that 10-minute?
Yeah, I'm taking, we'll land somewhere. They'll make way. There's a lot of room in Liverpool Street. I'm taking a private jet to work. What I'm listening to, it has to be like a K-pop band. Like I love BTS or Astro, so one of their songs.
Yeah.
What I'm eating, it's gonna have to be Sensations. I love Sensations chili.
Yeah, chili.
And who I'm bringing, I'm gonna have to bring my best friend Beryl. She's gonna have to come along with me because she's the only one like I can tolerate. Yeah, I'm leaving my sisters at home.
Love that. That's amazing. So would you still be, if you could change the destination you were travelling to for work, if it wasn't London, where would it be?
I think it would have to be like maybe somewhere outside London, because I love a long journey. I like going on the train, just like putting my headphones in and stuff, and going to work. You can't really, I mean you can, but it's like 10 minutes and then I'm done. Like I can't listen to my music, so I would love like a long commute somewhere a bit far where I could just relax a little bit.
Bit of like escapism before going straight into work.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head.
So what would you say that your job's like, just for people that are looking to get into the industry? What's a typical day?
So when I first started, I was like a junior accounts assistant. So what that meant was I was literally in control of like credit cards, filing expenses, invoicing, credit notes, just more like accounts receivable things. And I got promoted last year to senior finance assistant, and not gonna lie, it's a lot of hustle and bustle. My day literally consists of like consolidating data, financial reports for leaders. I'm literally in a meeting like every single hour. What else do I do? And like analyzing data, spreadsheets, budgeting. What else? And yeah, a little bit of gossip in office. That's how like my life is right now.
So like, would you say because I know that usually if you think of a stereotypical accountant, you think like behind a desk, just looking at spreadsheets, but you're saying like there's much more to it.
Yeah, there's definitely much more to it, especially in the industry I'm working in as well. So I'm not actually working in practice, I'm actually working in industry. So my industry is tech. So I feel like that's kind of more on the fun side.
Yeah.
So it's not like your typical, suited and booted, literally stuck to your computer screen. No, like there's a lot more like integration, a lot more our office as well, like our basement area is literally cool. It's literally like a pub. So we all like hop in there, get drinks, chill after work. So it's a lot more lighter than your typical like accounting firm.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And just for people that don't know, what is the difference between practice and industry?
Okay, so practice is basically where you work in like an actual accounting industry, for example, like tax, audit, but industry is like you working in a different industry, but just in like that finance unit. So you could be working in hospitality, but like you're the finance manager, or you could be working in like gaming, but you work in the finance section. So yeah, that's the difference.
How do you want to impact the industry that you work in?
I love this question. One thing about me, I'm literally all for mental health and well-being. I feel like it's really important to find a balance, like a healthy balance between work lifestyle and I'm just so thankful for the option of like hybrid working, because that's also given me time to like just reduce my stress, chill out, also have time for work, also have time for myself, my family, and I feel like being able to have like a balanced lifestyle, that just makes you better in terms of like efficiency and productivity. Because if you're like committing your whole life to work, instead of doing like hours in the office, that affects like your productivity, and you want to make sure that you're giving like 100% to not only your work but your clients and your services. And if you're not at your best, like you can't give your best. So I'm literally all for like prioritizing my mental health and my well-being.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think as well with hybrid working, you've got that option still to socialise.
Exactly.
Like when you're going into work, like you can socialise and like see people, because I can imagine it can get really lonely like working from home, but then it's just too much full time
in the
office.
beginning it was like this is cool, like this is fun, I'm happy, I can literally like work from my bed. But then after a point it just becomes like very like boring and monotonous, and I keep on doing it again and again. And you need to socialise, like you need to meet people, and fair enough, like I can call you on Teams or whatever, but just having like that personal interaction helps. I like that balance.
Would you say that you need to have like social skills to be an accountant?
I would say yes now. Like I feel like it's a new era. I think back in the day, when you think of accountants, you just think of like boring people and just like old people working in the office, not really like having like any client interaction. But I would say you're working with numbers, you're working with money. You need to make sure that like you're providing a good service to your clients, not only your clients but like for yourself as well. So you need to be sociable, so people, you're gonna, for example, if you're working in audit, you're gonna be looking at big firms, seeing how much they make, and you want to make sure that you're giving them like the right tasks, you're telling them that the numbers are right, and you need to be sociable in order to do that. You can't kind of be like a bit what's it called, like
Cold.
Cold. You can't be cold. You really need to be personable. So you definitely need to have like some social skills.
So advice to other people: how do you take care of your mental well-being?
So I'm a big traveller. Like I travel a lot, and I always say to myself, like, if I have 4 exams in a year, after every exam, I'm going to book a holiday. It doesn't have to be like anywhere expensive, but as long as I like leave London, because working in the city, you get a bit cooped up. So it is good to like leave, get a fresh of breath air, meet new people, travel. So I'm always gonna have a holiday booked. And yeah, just treat yourself. I like to get my hair done, I like to get my nails done, go out with friends, shopping, go to the gym as well. I feel like that's like helped my mental health so much, because it can be stressful at month end, in the beginning of the month as well. Like it is stressful. So going to the gym just literally like releases all of that stress.
Where was the most recent place that you've been?
So my most recent trip was last month. I went to a ski trip with a couple of friends, and yeah, it was in Norway, Hemsedal. That was like the best trip ever. It was so nice and cold, and I love the cold. It was like minus 15 degrees, and I was so happy. Yeah, we literally had a blast. Like that was like really, really sick. Like I learned how to ski. I met so many new people, and we stayed in like a 5-star resort as well. Yeah, the food was nice. Everyone was like so nice. Yeah, I'll definitely go back.
Love that. And then it's exactly what you've just said, like to de-stress you need to exercise, you need to go away.
Exactly.
And then you've gone away to exercise.
Yeah.
So like top tip is like, if you want to look after your mental well-being, go skiing.
Exactly. And take some time out for yourself. Like you need it.
So we're going to move on to a new game called This or That.
Okay.
So it's fast-paced. You work in a fast-paced environment, so I think you'll be good at this. So I'm going to give you options. You just need to tell me this and all that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So work from home or in the office?
Work from home.
Audiobook or podcast?
Audiobook.
Apple or PC?
Apple.
Studying in the morning or evening?
Study in the morning.
Old school spender or new age app?
Old school.
Time or money?
Time.
Knowledge or power?
Knowledge.
So you're obviously a Kaplan student ambassador. What does that entail?
Yeah, so I work with Kaplan, alongside Kaplan, and I think being a student ambassador, and what that means is we're just basically trying to get information across to like young people of different colours, like diversity, and make sure that there's a lot of like inclusion. Anyone who wants to study accounting, tax, audit, anything like that, just so that they're like well informed, because I feel like there's a bit of a gap. And even when I was younger and I was like looking into like accounting and stuff, nobody really told me anything, and I didn't really see people who kind of looked like me. So I feel like we're bridging that gap, we're closing it, we're making people more aware. If you want to get involved, like you can, and once you see people who look like you as well, yeah, like it's more easier to ask questions. And just even working alongside Kaplan for like the last 6-7 months, there's just literally been such like an influx of questions. So many people have got involved, like so many people have been, like I have so many like young people around me, oh my gosh, like what do you do? What does Kaplan do? And yeah, I feel like we're just helping raise like a younger generation.
Yeah, and like essentially just answering the questions that you wish that you knew the answer
Exactly,
to. Like
yeah.
that.
I wish that I had someone, you know, when I was in uni, like I wish I had someone tell me, study corporate finance now, because if you do, you're gonna get 2 exemptions. And I never had that, but it is well, like you've got me now, so I'll help the youngers.
So how would you say the support's been from Kaplan during your apprenticeship?
Yeah, I would say literally, and I'm not even trying to be biased, like Kaplan are actually the best at giving support like to their students, 100%. Yeah, I was saying that the tax department at Kaplan, like they know me. When I email them, like Nadia, she already knows who I am. Like I'll be emailing her every day. Like, and if I have a question, they are literally like in general always available. I think they're available. They've got like a I think it's like a live chat, or I think it's phone call from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Sunday. So that's really, really good. Like if I decide to revise a little bit later and I have a few questions, literally email 1 second, someone's responded back to me and they've given me the answer, and they break it down and just make it easier for me. So I'm so grateful for that support as well, because it's like, fair enough, I'm learning like online, and I've got some like weekend classroom studies, but having that support there like late in the evening on a weekend as well, and how everyone is just so nice and lovely, I feel like that really helps me. And it that helps me, and it benefits me as well, because it's like there's people actually that are willing to help you. And because they're so nice and stuff, I don't feel scared. Like I don't feel like I'm annoying anyone. Like they're always like, yeah, do you have any more questions? Ask, because that's the only way you're going to learn. If you stay silent and keep it in, you're not going to get like the answers to your questions. And even with revision and stuff, like if it's online, sometimes you may feel like a bit scared to like, oh, miss, this is my question and stuff. But if you do feel like that, luckily you've got that support through live chat, contact a tutor, email a tutor. Yeah, there's so many like different forms of like communication that's available to you. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can just like go ahead and do that. So yeah, I always say like Kaplan's literally got like A-star quality.
That's really lovely to hear. I used to, before working in this department, I used to work with the tutors in the same department, and I can say like they are really nice.
Yeah,
like, they're all really
yeah.
lovely, and I think it's always nice to hear feedback, especially when you know that they do try and they do care and stuff. So it is really lovely to hear.
Yeah, and they are the experts, so they know like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but they do. So I will ask them all the questions that I need to ask to make sure that like I have an understanding, because at the end of the day, like they're not going to take the exams for you. They're already qualified. You are. So whatever questions you have, like don't feel shy or shamed or like embarrassed. Ask away. Always willing to help. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. And do you have any tips for people that are studying towards their exams?
Yeah. I would say if you have failed an exam, like don't give up. It's not the end of it all. I would say take a little bit of time out, or you can apply for like an administrative review from ACCA. So that way, like they tell you like where you've gone wrong. Like if you spent too long on a question, I feel like that was really beneficial to me, because I think that exam I mentioned, PM, I spent like, the exam is a 3-hour exam, and I spent 2 hours on a section C question when I could have been answering other questions. So I feel like yeah, that's really helpful. Another thing is, I would say, is get in touch with your talent coach. They are literally there to help you, and they will help you like revise a plan, revise like a timetable, see where you've gone wrong, and then be able to like give you like a different approach. So yeah, take some time out, like it's not the end of the world. See where you've gone wrong, work on it, give yourself like a new deadline, and yeah, just keep on going, because that's all you can do. Like you can't stop now. I'm in it too deep. Like gotta keep on pushing, gotta keep on going, because you can do it. Like if you're able to do the rest of the exams, there's nothing stopping you from doing this exam. It's just like a little hurdle which you will overcome.
Yeah, I think it's also important to look back on how far you've come as well. Like if you're struggling, for example, like you were struggling with PM, but you did all them before it. So it's like it's not worth giving
And more
up.
time, like you're not the only one. If you, I've made like a lot of friends on my course as well. So we're all going through this together. It's a community thing. So yeah, definitely speak to other people who are doing like the same exams as you as well. Make some new friends. Yeah, make some like learning buddies, so you can like share your aggressions together and not just keep it by yourself.
So how would you say that an apprenticeship benefits your employer?
I think for them, it allows the employees to have like on-the-job training whilst actually working as well. So you're getting like a practice or like a real feel of what you're going to potentially do in the future as well. And it also like upskills the employees. You're able to like learn more because you're actually doing what you're learning, so you're able to like incorporate that in like your daily activities at work as well. So I feel like that really gives employers like it gives them like an advantage. Their employees are learning, they're getting trained up professionally, they're developing, and not only does that like improve them, but as a business as well, like they're able to contribute more, give more like progressive ideas, and just overall, like it just makes your business stand out when your employers are like well trained, they've got professional qualifications. Yeah, it's really competitive, and yeah, makes you look good. Like yeah, they're better than this other company.
Yeah, and like, would you recommend a career in accountancy?
I definitely will recommend a career in accounting. I would say it's very rewarding. It is challenging, I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy, but that's just with everything. Like there's always gonna be highs and lows, especially at month end and the beginning of the month as well. But just like with any other job, you know, if you work hard, you will succeed. And my advice to other people would be literally research what type of like accounting that you want to go into, whether you want to be like a management accountant, whether you want to do CMA, whether you want to be a chartered accountant. There's different types of accounting. You don't have to just do one type of accounting. Like it's very, it's quite broad. Yeah, do your research and actually sit down and say, am I able to commit to this? Like, am I able to put into the hours of studying? Do I have the right resources? Like, which type of school do I want to go to? Definitely sit down and have that thought. And also you yourself as well. Like, do you believe yourself? Like, do you actually have that faith in yourself that I can do it? And make sure that you find employers who are willing to invest in you, because at the end of the day, like, if you know like what you are able to pour into your company, definitely find a company who values you and sees your worth. Who's willing to invest in you. So yeah, it's rewarding.
So over the past few years while you've been working in finance, have there been any trends or changes that you've noticed in accountancy?
Yeah, there's a lot of change. I would say even when I was younger, like when I was in uni and, just looking at accounting, it was quite like old, just like purely white men, old men. And you just didn't really hear about it. But I'll say like over the years, there's been like a trend. I think it's become more diverse. There's a lot of women in accounting right now as well, which is really, really good. And it's always great to see. It's really, it's like so much more young people, it's much younger audience as well. People are getting chartered, they're finishing their qualifications at a younger age, and the community is just more vibrant. Yeah, there's a lot more colour in there, which I feel like is important, because you want to go into like a industry where you see people who are like you, who are like very related to you, someone that you can look up as a role model. And if you go into like an industry and you don't really see anybody who kind of looks like you, you feel like you can't be yourself and you have to wear a mask to please others, which is not what we're trying to do here. So it's changed, and it's a good change, and I'm happy to be a part of that change as well.
Love that. Yeah, I think as well, like the world needs accountants. It's like one of the oldest professions, and the world is diverse. So that industry needs to be diverse.
Exactly. Yeah,
to like reflect on it. So I do completely agree.
Exactly.
So just before we let you go, we ask one last question.
Yeah.
What does career goals mean to you?
Well, personally, for me, what my career goals look like, I plan to finish my apprenticeship by the end of next year, December, God willing. And then once I become chartered, I think I will stay in here, potentially like a few more, maybe like the next 10 years. So right now I'm as a senior finance assistant. I think I want to develop maybe into like a finance director. So I think that's what like the next 10 years are looking for, but but my actual love is history. So I think, I might, tap into that side a couple of years down the line. But that's what like my career goals are looking for. So step one is to finish my exams, make sure everything is done, and finish my report as well. Step two will be to be qualified. Step three, stay in the industry a little bit more, or maybe like move different industries, see what, might work for practice, see what that is saying as well. And then, become a finance director, and then return back to my true love, which is history. So,
the transferable skills there. Like I did it the other way around. I did history, and like the transferable skills are just...
honestly, a lot of crisscross.
Like you'd be surprised.
Exactly.
Oh, perfect. So thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to find out more about how to study ACCA with Kaplan, head over to our website at kaplan.co.uk. And if you'd like to become a student ambassador, just send us a message on our social media, Kaplan UK. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.